Frankly, whether or not we have a single member district or not is not a big issue to me. The issue is it is up to you to make that decision. But I do not think that you should make that or attempt to make that decision until after there's been a fulsome discussion in your community as to the pros and cons of that approach. There are pros and cons of both approaches, of the way we are now and of the single member district. That decision will be made because I too have made a commitment that the first opportunity we can to put that on the ballot, we will. But as soon as I can get a definite date or time frame, we'll let you know so that we can begin the community discussions. What I did, I got James.
I'm Carla Johnston, and I believe in single-member districts, and I think that absolutely the voters should have had a right to vote on it, and I think there was ample time to discuss this in considerable detail between when the county commission turned it down and when the election takes place this fall. I think that single-member districts are important across the county for every community, simply because no one wants to be left out. When I was the mayor of Sanibel, I would meet with the mayors of all the other cities as we would get together to deal with one issue or another. And again and again and again, I heard from each of the cities that they felt left out, they felt mistreated by the county, and only if we let people deal with their own issues and bring those together will we be able to make progress. And it still takes 3 votes to get something through the commission. Thank you.
Gerard David once again. I firmly believe that it should have been on the ballot because it's the people's government, and I felt that that was taken away. I love it when the commissioners say, well, you know, the people weren't informed. Well, you know, if we waited for people to be informed, there wouldn't be anybody voting. I don't know about you, but I watched Jay walk in on Jay Leno, and when he goes out there and they ask who's the president of the United States, they're standing there thinking, is it still Clinton? So, I mean, really, if they really want to inform the people, that was 2 months ago, so why aren't they not informing them? Why is there not a scroll on the Lee County television channel saying, let's get informed about single districts? I'm not saying if I'm for it or against it, I'm just saying you have that right to have it on the ballot. That's what your government's for, and if I get elected, we'll be bringing it back a lot sooner than what they're doing. Thank you. Gerard David Jr., www.
What will you do to increase higher paying jobs in Lee County?
We tend to work, we tend to work closely with our economic development group with Lee County to try to encourage high wage, high industry groups and businesses to locate in Lee County. We've set aside up to $25 million to help us recruit and advertise for those types of firms. Believe it or not, we could have had Scripps Howard here had we been alert and onto and ready, prepared to go after those firms. So it is possible to get them. There's still a great deal of interest. I got to tell you, the new airport authority, or the airport authority over there, has been developing some property under the Madden Group, and they are looking towards getting some high-tech industries into our area. That's what we need to take advantage of our schools, which are turning out fine students, and there's so many that we kind of want to keep them here. So that's the purpose of all of this effort. Thank you.
Carla Johnston. Higher paid jobs are definitely essential in order to completely restore the economy in Lee County. I think that there's a great deal the Commission can do by having the Visitor and Conventions Bureau and the Economic Development Office focus much more sharply on looking at our economic opportunities for the future. I think that FGCU and Edison provide also wonderful opportunities, and we need to link with those. I foresee Lee County becoming a 21st century gateway to the Everglades. We have the Northern Everglades project. We have things happening with U.S. Sugar. We're not sure which direction that's going to go in, but there will be changes in that area as we come into the Everglades. If we have a steady campaign to bring green industry in, high-tech industry, and market it in a professional and capable way, and use our resources effectively and in a focused manner, and we will be able to make this happen for Lee County. Thank you.
Gerard David again. Well, once again, all my opponents are in office, and you know, this has been going on for 4 years, and I just love it that they want to do it when they get somewhere else. Well, you know, in the last 4 years, you know, it wasn't a secret that people were losing their jobs, and we needed more high-paying jobs. So we, in my opinion, been sitting on a gold mine of the Edison Ford and Firestone properties, and we should be building a major television theme park and studios named after them, and use what our forefathers have left us, a gold mine. I mean, the mouse can do it. We certainly can do it with the guy who created electricity. And secondly, being the right to work state, like I was saying, everybody has a job, and that's why they always say there's no business like show business, because from show business, you can have a job as a waiter, busboy, hairdresser, makeup artist, carpenter, electrician, to the other spectrum of electrician, architect, accountant. There's no actor on this planet that doesn't have an accountant and a manager and an attorney. Think about it. And those, if we have those studios, those jobs, and on today's forum on Lehigh Acres Live and on the news press, people have been asking me why I'm against paying people to come here. Because we have attributes that we should be using, and we should be paying people to come. Thank you.
You heard Mr. James mention that the county commission wants to put $25 million to attract businesses. Do you know where that $25 million came from, folks? It came from you, the taxpayer. We need government to get out of the way of business development. There are so many businesses that have left this area because they weren't getting the right, proper treatment from the government. How many businesses have come out here because of Lee County Economic Development Office? They're looking at Lehigh Acres as a place where you have plenty of people willing to work. We have plenty of land available out here, and you're fairly close to the interstate. I don't know if that's happening or not. I don't think that it is. I think the county needs to be much more focused on bringing those jobs into the community. The best way to do it, take advantage of our wonderful airport that does not have nonstop flights to the west coast of the United States at all, and has very few nonstop flights around the world. When you consider the strength of foreign currencies today, as a member of the Port Authority, should I be elected, I will be working daily to get daily nonstops into our community from all around the world. That foreign investment will lead to better jobs, just like it has in Cape Coral. I look forward to doing the same thing for Lee County. Thank you very much. Eric Feichtfelder, if I didn't mention.
Thank you. We don't have any other questions, so we will start with the wrap-up. And the first person to start is Carla Johnson.
Carla Johnston. So how do you know what's real? How do you know who's going to be a good commissioner for you and what's rhetoric? How do you know who's going to give you your money's worth? You're paying all of the officials in order to deliver for you. Here's what I'll do. I'll cut taxes more. I'll focus services to stabilize the economy and grow it. I'll work with communities like Lehigh and all the other communities in the county to make sure that they are able to get their local concerns reflected. I've taught how to do this for a number of years in the universities. Here's who I am. I learned at age 13, when my parents died, that I needed to know how to solve problems, that rhetoric wasn't going to slice it. I had to figure out how to do that, and I had to figure out how to make it work. My life experience has taught me how to find common ground for people from all experiences, Republicans, Democrats, all different backgrounds. Don't rely on promises. Check my website, www.carlajohnstoncampaign.com. Lehigh has some exciting, and Lee County has some exciting opportunities for building a new economy. You need someone with the skill, the vision, the energy, and the experience to do that job. Thank you.
Well, first off, I want to thank everybody for coming and tolerating the heat in here. And basically, remember my website, www.gerarddavidjr.com. All my opponents are in office right now, so like I said, if you're not happy with them, then, I would vote for change. Basically, I love it that they want to spend $45 million to bring industry here, when we really have it already, and we should be complementing our baseball parks and our beaches with the entertainment center of Edison Ford and Firestone. 2.5 million visit just the homes, and once they go to the homes, then it's back to the beach. There's not much for them to do. So you can advertise, you can bring in more flights. That ain't going to solve the problem if there's nothing else to do but beach. And and so basically, bringing in, Disney made $900 million last year, people. And I know some people heard me on the radio yesterday morning, and she said, well, that's not all studios. Well, it's theme parks, studios, and film. So hopefully you'll vote for me for change. And, oh, by the way, I campaigned last time on the one-way tolls into Cape Coral, and as you know, that's happening very well. We're saving $2-point-something billion a year. I'm the new Republican. Thank you.
again. Let me just say that there's a number of important priorities which I intend to pursue if I'm reelected. Number one, I'm going to continue my efforts in the Health and Human Services program because the downturn in the economy will directly impact on emotional and physical wellness. I'm interested in beginning a campaign against the sexual exploitation of children, working with our Human Services Council. I'm interested in getting to work, getting our teeth into the DRGR study. I'm looking and very much interested in transportation alternatives, park and ride, for example, as well as regional mass transit. Economic development, I'd like to see new industry and jobs in Lehigh County to replace those that have been lost due to the housing downturn. And I want to continue to develop partnerships with the school board and the cities to provide the infrastructure that is needed in our area. That's parks, libraries, roads, mass transit, and so on and so forth. I urge you and ask for your support on September 26th. Thank you very much. August 26th. Good heavens, it's been a long campaign. August 26th. Thank you.
Thank you again for taking the time and attention to listening to us this evening. I'm the only member up here that I believe it's not just rhetoric when I talk about cutting taxes. I'm proven. Not just a tiny millage decrease when property values are skyrocketing, but actually reducing spending. I didn't mention my family earlier. I have a 3-year-old boy at home, a 2-year-old boy, and a 7-week-old daughter named Emily Reagan. I love my family very much, and as a family man, I ask myself, what do I want my county commissioner to be doing? I want he or she to be listening to what my concerns are, to come to my community, to hear what our concerns are. And I can promise you, as a county commissioner, even though my district does not cover Lehigh Acres, I will be out here often. You will not wonder who the county commissioners in District 1 because I'll be here. Do you want to spend $4 a gallon in gas to come downtown Fort Myers to get 5 or 10 minutes with me? No, you don't. I want to come to you and hear from you. I will borrow someone's office here if we don't have a county facility to allow it, and I'll be here often to hear from you, to enjoy the celebrations you have like your parades, and I'll be here often to hear all your concerns. My name is Eric Flankfowler. I want to be your next county commissioner, and it'll be an honor to serve you folks. Thank you very much for being here tonight.
Okay, our first candidate to speak is Anita Saracita.
Hello everyone, I'm Anita Saracita. Anita Saracita. Everybody always stumbles with my name, but it's really quite easy if you don't think too much about it. On this card, which we have plenty of over here in case anyone doesn't have it, is my website address, my home phone number, and a little bit of information about me. I encourage you to call me if after this evening you have any questions or concerns so that I might earn your trust and your vote in this election. I am one of the few people who are native to this area running in this election. I was the first mayor of Fort Myers Beach. I'm a small business owner. I'm running because I believe I have a set of skills that will help government work more efficiently, productively, and responsibly. I think that ultimately will translate to saving you money, increasing our quality of life, and building a responsive relationship between the county government and ourselves. I ask for your vote. Anita Saracita, thank you very much.
Good evening, I'm Les Cochran. I'm running as an independent in November against the winner of the ones behind me. I want to let you know I'm not a politician. I'm simply running for a political office because I'm taxed off and fed up of what I see and read in the paper every day. I'm the only candidate with 30 years of administrative and executive experience. I'm a retired president of Youngstown State University. It is my sense that this county needs some business sense, not political dollars and cents. I managed 450 PhDs for 8 years. If you don't think I can manage this government, then you have a mistake, and you ought to hire one of these people back here. Because Les Cochran is here to make a difference in this community, and you have a chance to help me do it. I'm Les Cochran, www.lescochran.com. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Ray Judah, your County Commissioner. Please feel free to pick up a brochure. You'll see my list of accomplishments. Also, more importantly, you'll see the photograph of my wife, Kristen, of 24 years. She's a case manager at Shell Point Retirement Community. You'll see our son, who is in his second year as a cadet at the United States Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I feel very strong about how I've been able to hold firm to my core beliefs all these years, and that is to provide a balance between managing growth and protecting our resources. I've been involved in 2 land acquisition programs where we required over 65,000 acres, protect your critical water supplies, protect your open space. I'm also proud of the fact that as a Board of County Commissioners, we have also decided that even with a $135 million shortfall for next year, even with the new growth rate of 20,000 new people, we are going to do more. We're going to continue to do more with less. We're going to keep the millage at its current rate, and by keeping it at its current rate, we can make critical level of services such as emergency medical service, law enforcement, and we can also make sure that 80% of the property taxpayers will see a reduction in their property taxes. Also proud with the new planning effort with your planning consultant with this community, we're going to provide a restructuring of this community where we can provide an enhanced tax base with commercial and light industrial growth to enhance the job opportunities. Thank you very much.
Will you support district voting for the representative commissioner, which is single-member districts?
Yes, I will. I was a part of the Charter Review Committee that submitted a minority report to the County Commission with regard to single-member voting districts. It was a group of women from Lehigh Acres that followed us throughout this county, and at every single meeting got up and spoke with great passion about single-member districts. I believe that our County Commission needs to evolve as much as our communities have, and it is only that way that there will be fair and equal representation throughout Lee County. When we were listening to this at the Charter Review Committee, everyone kept pointing out to Cape Coral. Cape Coral gets everything, Cape Coral, Cape Coral, until we went to Estero when they supported single-member districts. And then we went to Cape Coral, and when we were in Cape Coral said, we're tired of being ignored. We want single-member districts. I would support it 100%.
Again, I'm Les Cochran. The problem with the commissioners, they don't get it. The question is, a citizen advisory group said, we think we ought to have the right to vote. The commissioners don't have the right to say no. It is the people's right to vote. If the people want single districts, that's the people's decision. Then the commissioners manage within that framework. It's not their decision to say yay or nay. It is the people. Thank you.
Ray Judah. We're under a charter form of government, and that was established some 12 years ago. My own personal opinion is that with charter form of government and with the single-member district, we had a charter review committee that was set up to discuss various issues. 2 issues that were recommended to our Board of County Commissioners to go to referendum, which we approved, was to make the election supervisor nonpartisan, and also to make sure that the charter review committee became a charter commission by 4/5 vote. They could skip the county commission and take an issue to referendum. I personally feel that the single-member district creates divisiveness and it creates fiefdoms. Why would you, as a member of your community, want to vote for 5 county commissioners? You are our bosses. Why would you want to only be able to elect 1? So keep in mind that the structure of the charter form of government was followed through with, and in another 4 years we'll reconvene with another charter review committee. If this issue is recommended by the charter review committee, the board will consider it, and if it's issued with a recommendation, certainly we'll go to the go to the community for their determination of whether or not they want to restructure the form of government. Thank you.
What will you do to increase higher paying jobs in Lee County?
I think there are 2 significant things that can be done, and I'm Les Cochran, I'm speaking on behalf of the people. The first thing is that we need an economic development plan, not that says, here's $25 million, you all come. We need to build an economic plan around the strengths of this community. And what are they? At least 1, our quality of life. At least 2, our international airport. And number 3, a university and community college system. From that, you build a game plan, and then you have somewhere to go. The second thing is, you need to take a strong effort to deal with the issues before you. You cannot simply say, this is the agenda, this is where we're going. It is a game plan that we have to build a total system for the community and not pick this little piece and that little piece, but put it together for all the people. Thank you very much.
Ray Judah. You know, I don't look at the glass half empty. I look at it half full. We have the strong fundamentals that are in place. Right now with the state widening I-75. Last year alone, we experienced 8 million passengers through the international airport. We have wonderful universities that provide an educated employee force for corporations to move here. I feel very strongly that we've been able to augment that effort with the strong fundamentals, with improving our infrastructure, roads, utilities, the waste-to-energy facility. What we have done as the Board of County Commissioners recently is to actually work out a ground lease agreement with the MAD Group. They're a biotech research development corporation that's going to be building a business park. This fall, they're going to be breaking ground to be able to provide value-added jobs in the life sciences. Those jobs will be 65,000 and up. We also are providing $25 million as a way in which to provide incentives for corporations that will be attracted to the biomedical research development company to move here to Lee County, and we can provide that compensation with the jobs that they provide. I think that's an appropriate way to help diversify our economic base. Thank you very much.
Anita Saracita. Contrary to my opponent, I wouldn't look for government to solve that problem. It'll cost you more money in the long run. But I think chambers of commerce, the universities, outside sources that are looking already to build the workforce, our universities are graduating our future high-earning wage employees. Those are the people that we need to be talking to ask, what is it that we need here? And implement those ideas, to think outside of the box, to ask people who are going to be looking for the jobs, what kind of jobs are necessary to fill the gaps that currently exist here in Lee County.
What elected position, public office have you held?
I've been very fortunate as a public servant in Lee County. I ran for office in 1988, collected signatures to be on the ballot because I feel very strongly about being accountable to everyone, being beholden to no one. And I was elected in 1988, and I've been repeatedly re-elected. I look at them as 4-year contracts, and it's up to the people to determine whether they want to renew my contract. So I've been your county commissioner for 20 years. I also have served as the chair of the Port Authority 3 times, and have been very appreciative and proud of being able to bring the new international airport that I spoke of earlier that generates some $3.6 billion in business activity to this community. Thank you.
In 1995, the town of Fort Myers Beach incorporated, and I was elected as the first mayor of the town of Fort Myers Beach. I served on that council as mayor and council member until 2000. In 2000, I left the council. I went back and volunteered as the chairperson of our planning and zoning committee. It was a very interesting, dynamic experience. Since then, I've been in business. I opened another business. I manage my parents' business, and it is that balance of being in government and understanding how it works, of being outside of government and understanding and living with the impacts of government. I think that balance is a unique perspective that I bring to the board that I believe ultimately will be very beneficial to the taxpayers of Lee County. Anita Saracita.
And I'm not shocked, and I indicated before that I've not run or held a political office, except as a university president, I dealt for 8 years in the most political environment of all. Try dealing with 450 PhDs. I want to tell you that my other experience is as a member, vice chair of the local planning agency, but more importantly, what is it that I believe? University presidents often ask at their meetings, how long is too long? And we believe That 7 years is long enough. After you've had 7 years, it starts repeating. And contrary to some people's belief in this room, you get the same thing over and over and over and over. And when is my time up? Over and over. Thank you very much, Ms. Cochran.
Okay, thank you. We have no more questions, so we will continue with the wrap-up. Ray Judah will start first.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming out this evening. It means a lot to all the candidates. Ray Judah, County Commissioner. You know, the Fort Myers News Press, the Naples Daily News, the Cape Coral Breeze, all the major newspapers have endorsed my candidacy. What's more important is that you all hopefully will endorse my candidacy on August 26th, and I hope that I will receive your support. I believe I've provided some really bold and resourceful leadership, and also the fact that I, as I said, have held firm to my core beliefs of making sure we protect our resources and manage growth. I quite frankly feel that Lehigh Acres has an extraordinary future. I'm very thankful that I've been part of 6 Landing of Lee Boulevard, providing the land where we have Veterans Park, spinning off portions of that land for the school system. But we have a lot to look forward to. The 6 Landing of State Route 82 between I-75 and Lee Boulevard, the 6 Landing of Colonial from 6 Mile Cypress Parkway to Lee Boulevard. This whole consulting effort to be able to completely revitalize the community by providing the various commercial code nodes where we can actually help to enhance the opportunities and take the residential tax burden off the residents and provide for a stronger commercial industrial base. I look forward to your support. Thank you.
Thanks again for the opportunity, Les Cochran. I think you need to check the records. Someone just mentioned we have a $135 million shortfall. Check the record. In 2007 versus the budget today, the budget is down, the general operating budget, not impact fees, 0.0007. Think about that. Think about the last 8 years, which a person behind me has been in charge. 125% budget growth. The accepted standard, 60%. Think about it. We've had 40% growth in population. If you had a business growing 40%, you probably have maybe 10 or 15% employees. The county commissioners hired 1,250 employees in the last 8 years, an 80% increase. I think it's time for responsible growth and for a change in responsible government. Thank you very much.
Anita Saracita. Every challenger that comes to this podium tonight is going to talk about change in one way or another. And in my mind, it's very clear, either accept the status quo because it's working well for you, and Commissioner Judah certainly exemplifies that, or vote for a change because things aren't working well for you. The majority of people I've talked to in the last 8 months, it's not working very well for them. They're losing their jobs, they're losing their houses, they're worried about the future, and they want to change. I need your help to make that change happen. I'm the underdog. I don't have all those endorsements, but I do have the endorsement that was most important to me, and that is of my party. I was endorsed by the Republican Party because I hold true to those principles of less government and lower taxes. I am asking for your vote on August 26th or tomorrow. Anita Saracita, thank you very much.
County Commissioner 5, District 5, please. Okay, the first speaker will be Sunny Hass. Please make sure you say your name.
Good evening, Lehigh. Everybody hear me? Sonny Haas, candidate for District 5 County Commission, lifelong resident of Southwest Florida, 18-year resident of Lehigh Acres, 8111 Almandra Drive, 33972. You guys remember that. Local representation, can't say it enough. Married, wife Tracy, 3 beautiful daughters, 4-month-old, can't you tell? It's all gone. Professional firefighter, 25 years in Norfolk Myers Fire Control District. Had the privilege of serving on your fire board for 4 years. Final year as commission chairman. Reputation of getting things done and rolling back the tax millage rate my final 2 years. Look forward to the privilege of serving you as county commissioner.
Good evening. I'm Dick Kuhn. I'm running for County Commissioner, District 5. No party affiliation. That used to mean independent, but they changed it to make it more difficult. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. About 30 years ago, my wife, daughter, and myself were passing through Lee County on our way to Tampa. We stopped here for the night, fell in love with Lee County, and never left. I graduated in 1974 from the University of Minnesota with a business degree. Moved here in 1978. Been here the last 30 years and loved every minute of it. I worked 4 years in the county budget office, doing all the budgets that they're talking about. Then I worked another 20 years in the court administration, 20th Judicial Circuit, doing all their fiscal work, including budgets for state, county, in fact, 5 counties, for the next 20 years. I'm a grassroots conservative. I believe in the minimization of in size and cost of government. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Lehigh. I'm Frank Mann, your neighbor from Alva, and your present District 5 County Commissioner. Have you ever heard a politician tell you he's going to lower your taxes and increase your services? Let me tell you what's happened in Lehigh just this last year. In your Lehigh Street lighting district that everybody pays a tax on out here, we cut that tax by 40%. And we reorganized the board, and they're doing a better job than ever. They're getting the job done. The Sheriff Department, in a really tough budget year, we were able to increase that budget, and most of the increase, the lion's share, came to Lehigh, and you're seeing that the grow houses now are coming down like autumn leaves. They're getting the job done. Code enforcement, we started the year with 5 officers, we added 4 more, and now we have just added 5 more. We've nearly tripled code enforcement out here. We have done 72 street resurfacing projects out here, and just yesterday I met with the DOT, and we're going to do another 30 here before this year is out. That would be the largest number of street resurfacing programs ever in the history of Lehigh, and I have to stop. But we lowered your taxes, and we increased your services.